friends, and welcome back to another pen and ink haul. So totally broke my no buy. So, Esterbrook, I don't know. I don't know, man. They just keep getting me with stuff like this. And then I picked up a little Kakuno, which I'll go over that stuff. I picked up an order because I really wanted to pick up the 2025 ink vent, and so I did, and I'm going to swatch all these out. And with this is when I also picked up the Kakuno. I thought I was being good because I was just going to get this pen. That was it, and the ink vent, because there was some colors in here that I really wanted to test out. And then I totally, then this came out, and yep, lost it, totally lost it. So I ordered this directly from Esterbrook, and I'm going to go through it. I did get the bundle, so I bought both pens, and it came with all this extra stuff. And the reason why I bought both pens is because one of them is my daughter's, so one of each of all this is also my daughter's. So I'm going to make a whole lot of noise and pull all of this stuff out so you can see everything that this came with when you pick up the bundle. And unfortunately, all of these extras right here you can only get if you order the bundle, which is both pens. So if you got a bestie and you guys want to split it or something like that, or if you're like me and your daughter is also a fountain pen fanatic, then this is a good little one to pick up for something like that. So a couple of inks here in the cutest little boxes ever. These are very reminiscent of the Coffee Monsters Co. boxes, minus the cute Coffee Monsters Co. art. I'm not sure if this is an anime or what this is referring to as far as like Besties is concerned, if this has something to do with that. I don't know. I just love the colors. I liked the theme, and my daughter is totally into anything kawaii. So yeah, this was definitely not a hard choice to make. So she decided to take the pink, and I'm taking the purple, but I'm going to go over some of the things that came in it that I can put off to the side because I'm not going to roll these out. I just wanted to show them to you up close and personal so that you can see them, and hopefully this is actually... So you got some cat paws in pink and purple, you've got Besties with this like stripy pattern, and then you've got the cats. So I'm going to give all of these to her because I have 150 billion rolls of washi tape and I don't need any more, and these are totally be really cute in her journal. So those are going to her. Then there's a bunch of other little extras, which we'll go over all the extras first just to get them out of the way, and then we can really take a good look at the pens. I'm also going to ink up my pen when we do the swatching, and I will do the swatching of the inks. Her ink, I'm obviously not going to put anything in her pen, but I will dip into that one so that you can see the color, and we'll ink swatch it. So you get some stickers. You get this little purple one with the cat on it, which is obviously very much the theme. I really should have looked this up to see what this is referring to. So what the Besties are, but a couple more little cat stickers. This is they're all stickers. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're all stickers. So it was a little one of those. There's that one. This one's super cute. I'm going to give all of these to her as well. Adorable, because I'm probably gonna give this to her as, yeah, I'll probably give this to her too. It's really cute, but I don't really have anything to hang it on, and she's one of those Stanley Cup girls where she's got the giant Stanley with all the little accessories that hang off of it, and I think this would be really cute on her Stanley Cup because she's got a pink one, and it would probably be really adorable on there. So you also get this little keychain, and it says Esterbrook, kind of abbreviated. That's very boingy stuff. This with the little Esterbrook symbol on the bottom, and then you got the Besties, and then you got the Besties here. So I think it's adorable, and it's on a little carabiner type of a clip, and I think it would look really cute on her cup. Like she needs anything else on that cup, but yeah. That's her style 100%. Then you also get these, which are little pen pouches that you can put your pens in. There is a pink one and a purple one. So it comes in this adorable little box. We all love cat calligraphy with little paw prints. Yes, Sam would definitely, if I let him in here when I was doing inks, there would be paw prints everywhere. So when you open it up, It's nice and soft on the inside, and you can put your little pens on the inside. It's got like a little clip right here where you could clip on something. Probably even this, but I don't know why you would, because that would be like really heavy. But super adorable. So there's the purple one, which is mine. And then this is the pink one, which I'll pull it out. Oh, mine has white writing and hers has this like really pretty blue. Cute. That is so cute. So here they are next to each other. I like hers better, but we already made our choices, so we're sticking to our choices. Okay. I'm gonna put hers back so that she can unbox it herself. Then we have the inks. I'm just gonna show them to you. We'll swatch them out later, but I want to look at the boxes and the bottles and see what they look like. So the box is adorable. It says Bestie. And then this is what it says on the back. I'm just reading it really quick. And then when you open it up, Esterbrook loves you. And then open it again and again. And then here is the purple bottle. This is called Sugar Plum. Super cute. She's gonna love this box too. The only boxes that I've ever kept for ink, I'm not an ink box keeper, was this one because it's too adorable and it's literally sitting next to the bottle of ink. So chances are pretty good that I'm also going to keep that one as well and put it right next to the bottle of ink because it's stinking cute. So here's hers, which you can see the difference. And that says Bestie, same thing on the back. Open it up. And then here is her bottle. And this one's called Bubblegum. Okay, I'll set those there and then we can get into the pens. So the boxes look like this. They look exactly the same. So the inkiest, bubbliest Bestie around. It says Bestie on the back, must have totally non-negotiable writing tools. This one, same thing. And yep, so that's what it looks like. And then looks like the same boxes exactly. So hopefully one of them is pink and one of them is purple, but I feel like the only indication would be what's on the back where it says Bubblegum Bliss and Sugar Plum on the back. So let's open up hers. Oh, how cute is that? So I didn't realize that it came with this little pen pouch and one of these, which the pen comes in it like this. Then there's a little cute little cat face on there. And then I'm not sure what you would put in here. Maybe some other, I don't know. I'm not sure what you would put in there, but it's adorable. So there's a little thing here, obviously, that we just took this out of. And then there's this little ring on here, which I'm not going to keep it on mine. She might keep it on hers, but it's the little cat. And you can just kind of leave it on there if you wanted to. Then it's this beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You can almost, I'm going to take it off now so we can actually look at the pen, but oh my goodness, I love the color. I love it. It just kind of reminds me almost like candy. It has like this candy quality to it, especially like with the chunks in it. Like that's like the white part of the candy and the pink, like almost like a pink candy cane that you crushed up and put inside of a pen. Oh, I love it. It's got the gold hardware. And then when you open it up, you've got the Esterbrook. And these are both fines because Esterbrook to me writes a little thicker than my other pens, so I tend to get these in fine rather than in medium. And then you've got the Esterbrook cartridge on the inside. Metal, definitely not something that you would ever want to fill, like eyedropper fill, because it's metal on the inside. But oh my gosh, this is so pretty. This is so pretty. She's gonna absolutely flip out. So this one's hers, and I'm gonna put it back exactly the way it was so that she can open it herself and get all excited, but super, super cute, super cute. And then you can see like on the pouch, it's got the little face on it, little kawaii face. And then I don't know, like my sunglasses would probably fit in there, our glasses. We both wear glasses. Yeah, she's lucky because, you know, she's mine. She's my kid. So she gets the same eyes I have. Actually, hers is a little bit worse. I'm not really sure where hers came from. You get a little cartridge in here and then your little warranty card. And it says, "We all love calligraphy." Adorable. So let me see. I'll put see if my dirty glasses fit. Oh yeah, they totally fit. You carry around your glasses and your pen all at the same time. How cute. It's adorable. Okay, let me put hers back and then we'll open up mine. And that is the one we're going to fill and test with the purple ink. So there's her stuff. Now let's open up this one. So box looks exactly the same, and then when you open it, it's nice to see that this is the same, so I don't have to fight with her, because I was afraid that because hers was purple, this one's going to be pink and I was going to have to change it. Oh, how cute. That little face on there. That one is adorable. Oh, this is nice. I got a little monster fur in here. Let me just take this off. This poor thing. Pulled out your hair, but there's the little piece that goes on it. And then again, same, I think this is exactly the same as the other one. Little pouch. Mine's a little crooked and deferred. Same stuff on the inside. This looks like a blue cartridge. When I look at it just right, it looks blue. And then your warranty card. So same exact on the inside. And then here is the pen. Oh my, that is stunning. I do not have any purple. Well, I have one purple pen, but not one that I would wear. The Charlie Chaplin, not one that I would use. It's the Charlie Chaplin pen, but this one, oh, love. I love it so much. And when you open it up, again, this is a fine. The Esterbrook, I think they say these are Yovo nibs on the Esterbrook pens, so you can swap them out. If for some reason you hate your nib, you can always swap it out with a different one. And then same thing, cartridge on the inside. Beautiful, beautiful pen. Oh my goodness, I love, love, love this. It is so pretty. Actually can't wait to ink it up. Okay, so I'm going to get all this stuff kind of cleared up, figure out what I'm going to do with it, and then I'll ink this up, and then we can start swatching and going through the ink vent and all that stuff. So give me 1 second, get all this stuff cleaned up, and then we'll start swatching. Okay, so I have everything set up, and there's quite a few inks to go through over here, but first I wanted to just kind of share this with you. This was the new swatch book that I started, and it's a bunch of cloth and paper stuff in the front, but when you get to the actual inks, I've got the Explore cover right here, and then I kind of put my little tabs with the browns and whatnot. And this particular printout came from Julia here. She has a website, like an Etsy shop, where you can get printable, and so I printed these out on what I thought was fairly decent paper. It's really thick paper, but it is not fountain pen friendly paper, so I'm not getting the true colors on here. So although I do have a pretty decent idea with this as far as like what the base of the color is, like a lot of the shading properties and some of the other more fun properties aren't here. So I decided to do something a little bit different this time. I'm going to take the fountain pen friendly paper, which I made these little marks on it that are the same size as the squares, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the inks on here, and then once they dry I'll cut out the squares and put them in the little areas where they belong inside of here, which will also make it easier for me to find where they belong in here. But you can see that like some of the shading properties aren't here, some of the like glittery, glistening stuff isn't here, so I just want to use fountain pen friendly paper. But I love this format from Julia here, and I love being able to put down exactly what the name of it is, whose it's from. This one that shows that it matches, that's the same name as the pen for the Pelican pen that I got. It's just nice to have all of the information here, like what she has, shimmer sheen, and then a little extra spot right here where you can put whatever you want. And yeah, so I think what I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to continue to use these because I love them, but I'm going to take the squares from the fountain pen friendly paper. So put this off to the side, and we'll start with the first two. Now for all the little extra goodies that I have, I did ink up the new Kakuno with the bubblegum ink from the Esterbrook, so we can actually see what it looks like when it's writing. I also feel like I need to put something under this, something that I don't mind getting inky because I just don't want the ink all over my, I don't want the ink all over my table. It's such a pain in the neck. So I'm going to do the Sugar Plum first, and we already put Sugar Plum in the actual pen so we can write it down. My hands, everything is filthy. I'm like an inky mess right now between the printers misbehaving and filling the pens, and I did something a little bit different with this one, which I'll tell you about in a second. But I really just want to share these colors with you. And then I have all the ink vent stuff over here. So that I will also share with you with my thoughts. So this video is probably going to be a little bit long. And hopefully, since I haven't been doing them, and I haven't really done much in the way of any pen and ink videos, even though I said I was on a no spend. And then Esterbrook murdered my no spend. Well, should say it was a combination of Esterbrook and was it Julia? I think it was Julia that did it. I saw like 3 different of the 2025 ink vent unboxings, and some good, some bad, but I saw quite a few of them. And there are some colors in here that I wanted to test out for myself, because you know you can watch them on video and you're not always 100% sure. Let me zoom you in so you can actually like see these colors really well. You're never really 100% sure about if it's, you know, the color that you think it is, but so we have the Esterbrook. This one is called Bestie. Sugar Plum. This pen writes like a dream. And I'm writing with the Esterbrook Bestie. And this one is, now I'm getting very messy writing. Fine. So I love this pen, but to be completely honest, I haven't picked up an Esterbrook pen that I haven't loved. So, you know, I'm a little biased, I guess, because this is now my fourth Esterbrook pen, and yeah, I am 100% in love. I don't have a ton of them because they're not, you know, super cheap, obviously, but I do have enough to have a pretty good idea between the Niblet and the Coffee Monsters Co pen, and now this one and the Cola. Yeah, I'm a fan, a big fan. And if they ever come out with more of the Niblet, that's my favoriteest. If they come out with more of those in some more fun colors, I will probably pick up one more, because I think that is an amazing travel pen. So like putting it with my traveler's notebook and taking it on the go, because of the size of it is just absolutely fantastic. So I'm using my little ink muddler that's on the bottom of this glass dip pen. And I believe this glass dip pen I got from Goulet Pens a while back. Now what I did with this is I forgot to order a cartridge, like a refillable cartridge for it. So it comes with a cartridge with black in it. So what I did is I took that out. You can see I made a mess everywhere, getting this ready to write with, and I filled it with the bubble gum. So I have bubble gum in here, and this one, hopefully it'll write. It was giving me trouble earlier, but then I got it going. So we'll see what it looks like, but yeah, it's fine. So this is Esterbrook. It doesn't matter what this looks like, it's going to get completely rewritten in the book, but just for my own reference and for yours, Bestie Bubblegum. It doesn't say pink, but I'm going to put Bubblegum Pink. And it is so cute. And this is in the Kakuno. And this one, what is it I got? Medium. Kakuno Medium. So you can see like how close these guys are. So the Pilot pens tend to be a little bit skinnier, I think personally, and a little bit scratchier, kind of similar to a Sailor pen, feels like to me anyways. But so if you get this one in a medium and you get this one in a fine, you can see that they're pretty close in how, you know, the size of the writing. Yeah, so this one acts more like a fine and this one acts more like a medium. So yeah, anyways, so there's that. Oh, those are so pretty. Look at how beautiful those are. Can't wait to see them dry. Once they dry, then we'll take a really close look at them. So I'm going to set this off to the side, and hopefully nothing gets on it. And then we have all of these. Oh my goodness, there are so many inks over here to play with. So I'm going to start with Energy. I just kind of undid them all because learning from the last one that I did, each one is very well wrapped and takes forever for you to get all the wrapping off. So I took some time and I did that. So this one's called Energy. This one's a sheening ink. I do have my dip pen, not dip pen, but my, yeah, I guess it's dip pen. The Iro Utsushuki. Here, I'll put it there because I don't even want to try and tell you what that is. That's the pen, and it has a medium nib. So that's one that I've been using for a while. Ooh, this looks very dark. Oh my goodness, look at how dark this is. So this one's a sheening ink. We'll see what that does. I don't even think I need to put any more on that. Whoa, let go. My other paper. All right. Nice, very nice. I would use that other end, the glass dip end part, but I wanted to try and have these be somewhat the same so that they all look kind of the same. So this is the only thing is my writing is terrible with this pen. So this one is Energy. Oh, well, that would be nice if I spelt it right. Energy, and this is a sheen. And this, I'm going to put 2025 ink vent. This isn't staying here, obviously, because I'm going to cut these squares out, but at least then I have a reference for when I put it in the book, and I know which ones they are, especially if I end up with a giant pile of these, and I haven't actually, you know, done what I said I was going to do and put them away, then they can sit for as long as I need them to sit for, and I will know which thing that they came from. Because even though I am kind of on the no buy, I still somehow managed to put things in my cart. I don't know. I have another pen coming, as a matter of fact, from Cloth and Paper. I picked up a pen, and so I'll show it when I do the Cloth and Paper unboxing, when we do the setup for next month. And the unboxings are kind of a part of the setup. I'll do it there and show you the pen that I bought, but it's not an expensive pen at all. But I did buy some clips as well, so I've got some other stuff to go with the pens. I want to give it a little bit extra. So this is just a standard ink. Nothing super exciting with this one. It doesn't have any properties that I need to really write down or be aware of. But let me put my paper back here. I'm going to get it all wet. This one is why it's called Gala. I don't know. I don't know how they name their stuff or why they name it what they name it, but and I just closed it. I don't think it's going to be a good writer. I just have a feeling that this is not going to be a good writer. So Diamine, Gala, and this is just a regular ink, nothing special. And then again, 2025 ink vent. It's actually a better writer than I thought it was going to be. It's not that bad. It's not super bad. Okay, so this one is already, it's got a green sheen to it. I can see it, or gold, maybe. I don't know, can you see that? Hopefully this thing is behaving. I got a new tripod thing to put the camera on, so it's a little bit higher than it normally is for me, and so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for me to make sure that we're always in focus because I have to get on my tippy toes to look at it. So hopefully, I also got some new lights, trying to make this filming area a little bit better. So there's actually three in this ink vent of these new pigment. This is Pigment Chameleon ink. So I'm gonna guess that there's quite a bit of sheen in this, so let's shake it up. This one's called Pineapple Spritz, and this is part of their new waterproof inks that you're supposed to be able to use in your pens. However, on the website, it actually says, if you're looking at the description underneath these new pigment inks, it actually says that you probably shouldn't use them in your happy pen, like your most trusted expensive pens, that you know, if you kind of forget about it or or let it dry out, it could ruin your pen. I shouldn't say ruin, but clog it up and make it difficult to clean and maybe even cause issues with your nibs. And then it specifically says if you have 14K, any of the gold nibs, it says not to use it with the gold nibs either. I don't know why I keep putting the cap back on. We have to write with this. I keep putting it away like I'm done. So this one again, diamine, pineapple, spritz, and this one is pigment, and dip it again, chameleon. Right? Wait before I write it down. I already spelled chameleon wrong too. It's chameleon. Did you ever do that in school when you had to do like the spelling bees and stuff? Instead of saying it like you're supposed to, you say it all weird so that you can figure out how to spell it right. 2025 Inkvent. That's a neat thing to write with. I think that's going to have like a really nice gold shimmer to it, but definitely not something I want to put in a pen, but maybe a dip pen like this is nice. It writes really, really smooth, really nice. And with a pen like that, I'm already seeing like all of that shimmer. I can see it in the writing, so it's actually really nice. Then there's another one, and this one just says pigment, so I don't think it has anything exciting on the inside. But this is a beautiful pink. It's called Mittens. Let's see what happens. And then I did learn from last year, from the other ink vent that I did, the 2024 ink vent, that sometimes their standard inks are a fib. It's not really a standard ink because it'll be, it'll dry and it'll have a sheen or a shimmer. And as you can see, I don't mix, like there's no mixing and matching of colors. This thing gets cleaned off every single time. This is cleaned off every single time. So it's not me mixing and matching at all. It's, I think, literally just some of their, what they consider to be a standard ink is not standard in my book. So this one is called Mittens. And it says that it is a pigment. So another waterproof. And it writes like a dream, like an absolute dream, which really makes me think that I might go ahead and put Mittens as soon as bubblegum is gone. I might put Mittens in here because that is amazing. And if it's like gonna write like that, oh man, would I love to be able to write with that like in my notebook, especially for springtime. Oh, that's gonna be so pretty. So this one's called Frostbite, and this is a shimmer ink. I'm trying not to like have you here for the next century, so I'm going to try to go through them as quickly as I can, but you know me, I always like to gab. And I figure if you're actually like sitting here watching this, thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it, but you probably want to know what I think. So otherwise you wouldn't be here. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous, like midnight blue. That is so pretty. So, so very pretty. So this one is, oh, and it writes like a dream. Beautiful. So this one is Frostbite. And what did I say this one was? This one is a shimmer ink. Look at how nice that writes. So smooth. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's so smooth. For a shimmer ink, that is absolutely amazing. We'll see how that one dries down. It's going to be beautiful. I don't even know what day these are because I just took it out of the box and then opened them. So I'm not sure which days that these were for, but I'm really happy that I grabbed them. As a matter of fact, most of the places when I went looking for them were sold out. Like the only place I could find this was the, oh, what's it called? Where I used to get the subscription from, Truffet, is that how you say it? From their website. This was the only place that had it when I went searching. So all of the other ones, Atlas, Goulet, all of them were holy moly Oh my gosh, this is more beautiful in person than it was on. This is one of the reasons why I bought this. This color right here, and also the smoked tobacco is two of the reasons. There's actually more, but wow, that is absolutely stunning color. Stunning color, and I can already see the shimmer popping up. Oh, I can't wait to see what that looks like when it dries. See, a lot of this stuff just does not look, I mean, it's pretty when you watch somebody else swatch it out, but when you can play with it in person, it is absolutely stunning. So this one is Celestial. I did not leave myself enough room on this side of the paper. Celestial Skies Shimmer. Oh my goodness. So pretty. Oh my, that is gorgeous. All I can see is like some beautiful flowers, like some dark fall flowers done in that. Oh, it's going to be so gorgeous. And I think maybe one of my Asvine pens. I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on the shimmer because all of my pens, let me move these out of the way. All of my pens, most of them, because I'm mostly a fine, sometimes a medium, they are not great. Definitely not great with shimmer inks. Sheening inks I seem to be a little bit better with, but the shimmer inks really give my pens a hard time. My daughter too, but we both actually write with the same pens, the same size nibs, so it doesn't shock me that she has problems as well. But I have a couple of Asvines with a broad and a stub, so I might be able to get away with writing in those. And I picked up my, it's been kind of sitting for a while, my cloth and paper notebook where I did all of the, what do you call it? Why can't I think of the name of it right now? Where you put your topics in it and you write things down, poems, stories, stuff like that. You know, I did the Plague Doctor in there, those ones. I did it again. I closed it and I put it away. Oh, I can't think of the name of it right now. It's just slowly escaping me because I'm just like totally flabbergasted by these inks. This is a gorgeous green. This one is called Fur and Fog. What's the fog? Fir is obvious type of pine tree. And then fog, I have no idea. Oh, because it's a chameleon ink, we'll see what it's going to do. Let's see if I can spell chameleon right now. Chameleon. I just keep writing this over and over again because I actually really like writing with these inks. Oh my goodness. Commonplace. Commonplace book. See, I knew it would come to me eventually. I am losing it, but not that bad. My commonplace book. I started writing with it again, and I think it would be really fun to do like some headings and stuff for some of the topics that I've been doing. A lot of short stories in there. The tea house is in there. There's a bunch of them that are in there. And I want to do some deep dives into some other things that I'm really into right now in that book. And so I think it would be kind of fun to use the broad and the stub nibs on inside of that commonplace book. And I think I'm fairly certain that the paper that Cloth and Paper uses, besides the fact that it's really fountain pen friendly, I think it'll hold up to those thicker nibs and the bigger amounts of ink much better than any of the like paper like this. Like paper like this shows all the properties really well, but it wrinkles and it's not great. But the Cloth and paper seems to hold up pretty well to heavier inks. So this one is called Laurel, like laurel leaves, but this is really dark. It's an extreme sheen. I think it's Laurel, yeah, Laurel. It's hard to tell with the fancy writing that that's exactly what it is, but this is an extreme, right? Yep, extreme sheen. But again, every single one of these so far has been a dream to write with. Like absolutely perfect. Smooth as silk, no fanning out, no wicking, no nothing. It's been really nice. Really nice. You can tell I'm a fangirl. I'm a Diamine fangirl. Okay, this one is called Overcast Standard. And I believe this was one of the other ones that I had my eye on. I know there was another blue. I'm into the blue grays, more gray than blue, but I really love the blue grays, especially with some of the artwork that we've been doing lately in the shop. Ugh, some of the blue grays are absolutely stunning with that artwork. So, and I don't have very many of them. I really don't. So yeah, that's super pretty. Super, super pretty. This is standard ink, so it's not gonna do anything exciting, and definitely can put this in pretty much any pen I want to. So this one is called Overcast. Of course, it would help if I dipped it a little bit more. Standard ink. Oh, that's so nice. All right, when I get to the end of this paper, we're going to take a little bit of a break. I need to go and mess with my printers because they are printing next month's subscriptions right now, and I just heard it finish, so I need to do the next section. And I kind of feel like this one, the Smoky Tobacco, might be really good with next month's subscription, so I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. Marie Rose. I don't remember this one. I probably will once I put it down. But I don't remember what this one looks like. It looks like a brown. Yeah, it's kind of a yellow brown. Yeah, I kind of dig it. That just showed my age when I said I kind of dig it. Ooh, ooh. What are you? Ah, he says standard, but you're being tricky. I don't know if you're standard because I'm seeing some stuff. I'm seeing stuff already. Let's see. Diamond. This one is called Marie. I wonder what this is from. Like, where did Marie Rose come from? Is it a book? What is it? I wonder if they actually talk about any of their naming reasons for naming their inks and how come they come up with them, and like what's the backstory on some of them and where they come up with these colors, or if it's just like some of them are just an accident and Marie happened to be the one to make this color by accident and so they named it Marie Rose, you know? This stupid things I think of. Okay, Extreme Sheen, Dreamcatcher. Oh, oh yeah, look at that. Oh my goodness. Celestial Skies. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful. This is almost like, and it's an extreme sheen. It's almost black. It's so dark blue. That is really pretty and just made my water totally blue. And this one is called Dreamcatcher. It's a wet ink. This one might actually wick. We'll see. I can see the sheen. Oh, it's purple. Oh, that is pretty, guys. That is so pretty. Oh my, that is gorgeous. Oh, wow. Wow. Diamine. This one's called Burr, and this one is a pigment shimmer. Oh, another pigment ink. We got more than 3. For some reason, I thought that we just had the red and the pink and the yellow, but there's this one too. I do have a plethora of cheap pens that I can use this ink in. The only thing is that I wouldn't, even though they're cheap pens, I don't want to have to replace them. So I would only put a small amount of ink in, and then I'm going to have to look up how to clean them. how to clean it out, because I know you can't clean it out like standard. I'm wondering if that giant bottle of pen flush that I got from Goulet Pens, if that would work with the pigment inks. Maybe that's a question I'll ask on his, because he always has like his Q&A section on his vlogs. I have nowhere to put my hands to hold it down. So this one is Burr, and this one is a pigment. Did I say shimmer? Pigment shimmer. And it writes so good, so good. I think that's just going to be a property of the pigment inks, is they're just going to be super smooth writers. So nice. Okay. All right, we're done with that page. Going to take a break. Going to go and get the printers running again, and then I will be back to do the next page, which we only have the next page, and then we're done. Okay, continuing on. We have next got Antler. Yep, Antler. It's a pigment ink. Another pigment ink. We got a lot of pigment inks in here. This I'm just going to have to get right with it. So this is standard, so it's supposed to be nothing special. And it's kind of a purple brown. And it's definitely a brown I don't have in my stash. That is a nice color. That's actually one of my favorite browns right there. I have a tendency to pick it a lot when I'm doing any type of stuff on Canva. I tend to gravitate towards that kind of brown. But yeah, I love that. And then I just did it again. Put it away. Yeah, that's a nice brown. I did not expect that. I don't know why I didn't remember it. So pigment, standard. I really like that. It'd be interesting to see what it looks like when it dries. I put this guy back. This is my well-loved cloth. It was a soft cloth, and yeah, I've just totally destroyed it with ink. Okay, next is Molten Basalt, which I kind of feel like basalt is isn't that like a gem? I don't know. So it's a standard. Or was it like some type of, maybe I'm thinking of something else, some type of stone or rock? I wonder if it's like this really dark purple blue. So this is just your standard kind of blue. It's really dark and almost looks like a Ravenclaw blue. If you're a Harry Potter fan, it looks like that kind of blue. Well, maybe not once it dries. It's really dark right now, but on the stick it looked a lot lighter than it does on the paper. So we'll have to see what it looks like when it dries up. If it lightens at all, it might be a really pretty blue. I think it's BAS, yep, like salt. Standard. Okay. As it's starting to dry on the edges, it looks brown. It is not a blue at all. It is a brown blue with a lot more brown than blue. Interesting. That is super interesting. Look at that. You see that? Ooh. Wow. And that's supposed to be standard. It looks 100% blue in here. It looked 100% blue on here, but then there it is a completely different color. So like I said, their idea of standard and my idea of standard are not the same. Which is interesting because it just means that all of their inks, you just can't trust what it says on the thing. You just have to make up your own mind. Decide what type of ink it is for yourself. Okay, this one is called Ruby Taffeta, and this is a chameleon ink. See, that seems more chameleon-y than anything else. Ooh, I'm wondering what this is gonna, starts out as a gorgeous red, but it's gonna turn into something else. Guess we'll see. Let's add a little extra in some spots. Give it all the opportunities. Diamond, ruby. Of course, I have taffeta, and it said it was a chameleon. Oops, I spelt it wrong again. Now it's a chameleon. Yeah. I will not spell it wrong in my book. All right, that one's done. The next one's red also, but this is the pigment, and it just says pigment, so it's not supposed to be anything exciting, but this is a really fun red. Like, this is a very, very pigmented red, which is a funny thing to say because it's obviously a pigment ink, but that's like super, super red. All right. And it's called Carousel. Let me set it right there. Nope. Is that how you spell? Well, this is how they're spelling it. I don't think that's what it's called. Carousel. Carousel. Pigment. Ink. Again, super smooth writer. Super smooth writer. Drying down a lot less pigmented than it started, though. So it's not quite as red, but we'll see what the actual writing looks like. And hopefully it's gonna, yeah, it came off. I got way up on this, up here. Okay, there's Carousel. I wish they would write these in the in like regular writing because I can't always read it. Bittersweet. Standard ink. Looks green from the bottom. It's nice that they're doing a nice mix of standards in here and just regular standard pigment inks and not all shinies and chameleons, because I did notice in the 2024 calendar there was just a ton. Even though they were gorgeous and I love them, I found that I couldn't really use them because, like I said, they were really messing up my pens. So yeah, unfortunately, I did use them in painting though, so it's not like they go to waste. And I feel like I really just, because of how much I love getting all these inks, I feel like I need to make some ink friends so that we can swap some inks. So this is a standard. This one doesn't write as nice as the other ones. I feel like it's a little bit harder to write with this one, whereas the pigment inks were like smooth like butter. This one's a little bit more difficult. And I feel like I got my hair in there too. Okay, this one, Ambiance. So this one's a chameleon. I'm making so many bubbles right now. I just see a lot of shimmer at the bottom, so I wanted to get it, as much of it up to the top as I can, which I did learn that trick. I can't remember who said it. My Dandelion Diaries, maybe. Danielle, I'm not 100% sure, but somebody said if you don't want all that shimmer, don't shake it up and just pull from the top. And I have been doing that with the Mocha Mousse, because the Mocha Mousse was really messing up my pens too, and I was so sad because that is like my favorite brown ever. And so when I refilled my pen this last time, I just didn't shake it at all, and I just grabbed from the very top, and it seemed to help a lot. And this one was a chameleon. I'm running out of room and ink. This one looks like, depending on what it turns into, this one looks like it'd be a really nice one in my Pelican, but again, it's chameleon ink, so I don't know how well it's going to behave in my Pelican, because this is my first time having a Pelican. I've only got one. I have no others, and I have no idea how it's going to react to any type of shimmer, but it would be a really pretty color to put in that pen. As a matter of fact, I think that pen is right here. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Wouldn't that just be absolutely gorgeous in that one? We might chance it. We might chance it and put that in here, just because that is just a beautiful color. Let's see what happens when it dries, what it chameleons into. But if it stays with the base that color, that would be absolutely stunning in that pen. So another chameleon ink. This one is called Nostalgia. Which, I don't know what color this is trying to be. It looks black, like a kind of black brown, but it's a chameleon ink, so it'd be interesting to see what it actually turns into. But it's a very pretty color, a very nice, like, standard color if it stayed that way. I'm not a huge, like, straight, like, super dark black fan when it comes to my ink. I actually like it to be like, my favorite one is Smoke Noir, because it starts out super dark and then it kind of fades down to a gray. That's my favorite shade. Nostalgia. And again, it's a chameleon ink. And I have to keep dipping. I don't know why. Oh, it's got some purple. I can see some purple shimmer in it, so maybe the color is an indication on the bottle of what color it's going to end up being. But it's got like some grays and some purples in it, and yeah, it's an interesting color. But this is purple, so it makes me think that, but usually I'm wrong. Okay, so this one is called this is a holiday ink vent, and the name of this color is Chaos. It's an extreme sheen. I had to keep looking at it because and kind of moving it around, because it's in silver, but I'm like, does that really say Chaos? It does. I guess the holidays can be kind of chaotic, right? It's probably not an inappropriate name to describe holidays. This year, my holiday was actually not chaotic at all, because, you know, my daughter took over the holidays, so she got to do all the cooking and the decorating, and it was actually quite lovely. So this is an extreme sheen. We'll have to see what this one does. If I stop talking while I'm writing, I can actually not misspell stuff. My brain is like 2 steps ahead of my writing, I guess. Okay, next one is Let It Snow. Isn't that what one was called last year? I'd have to pull out my inks to see, but Let It Snow sounds familiar. Or it might be because I saw so many of these calendar unboxings and swatchings that I just know the names, but it does sound like something we've had before. I doubt that they would repeat 2 years in a row. They might repeat from like a couple years ago something and call it something else. I imagine coming up with this many inks every year and this many different names is probably quite tedious, and probably a lot of doubles end up happening. What was this one called? Let It Snow. I just said that. Let It Snow. And this one is a chameleon. Yeah, there goes all my ink. It's a very pretty blue. Very, very, very pretty blue. I have actually got a very light amount of blues in my book, so I'm actually really glad to have as many blues as we have had this time, and it's obviously because the calendar is blue, so there should be a lot of blues in here. But another reason why I picked it up. So this is a scented ink. This one is the Smoky Tobacco. Oh, it does smell like smoky tobacco too. So not in a bad way. Almost everybody that I heard doing their swatching of this in their ink vent was not pleased with this ink at all. Me, being a candle maker, smoky tobacco does not smell anything like a cigar or a cigarette or anything like that. Not even close. The actual tobacco plant smells actually quite delightful. And when it's mixed with the right things, it makes one of the most popular candles like ever. So it does not smell bad at all. It actually smells quite nice. And unfortunately, hang on, tobacco. Unfortunately, the scent does not stay around for very long. So if you like the smell, you're not going to be able to smell it for very long. It writes beautifully. Definitely going to put this in a pen. This is definitely going in a pen because it's a standard. And even though it is scented inks don't always behave very well. But I did notice that last year's, I think it was Forest Gâteau, beautiful, did absolutely wonderful. No wicking, no problems. I've used it multiple times. As a matter of fact, it's in this pen. It's in here right now, and I've had it in here since last year, and I use it pretty much all the time, and it looks pretty much exactly like that color. But yeah, it is a fantastic ink. Behaved beautifully. Now I can't say the same thing for the other one. I think it was Fruit Cocktail. Can't say the same for Fruit Cocktail. That one was no good for me. It did a lot of wicking, and it was very, very thin, very watery ink. And so I couldn't really use that one, but for whatever reason, that one that's in the TWSBI, in the Plum TWSBI, worked out perfectly. Can't seem to get this off. And I don't have one short square, so I'll have to go grab a paper and do it on another piece of paper. Oh wait, I have that first paper with it. I only put 2 on. I'm 1 box short. So this one is called Bubbly. So I'm guessing this is like their, oh my gosh. Gotta stop, fix that. All right, that is all cleaned up. Whew. I'm actually really glad I didn't do that with a pigment ink. So that's only the second time that I've ever spilled ink, which is pretty impressive considering how many bottles of ink I played with, especially with the number of inks that I have that are in sample bottles. The sample bottles are super easy, super easy to spill. So yeah, that was fun. And I think I actually didn't even swear. So nice. When I do the editing, I'll know for sure, but I think I actually kept it pretty clean because you know what was running through my head? A whole lot of F-bombs. That's what was running through my head. Okay, so this one is shimmer ink, which it probably all settled while I was cleaning, so I may not get very much shimmer. But we'll see when it dries. Or with my luck, I just like spilled all the shimmer out because it kind of felt like it when I was cleaning it up. So this one is called Bubbly. This one is a shimmer ink. And this is the, okay. Hopefully we don't do that again. We only have 3 inks left to go. So if we do it again, it's just time for me to call it quits. Okay. Half a bottle. Lost half a bottle. Oh yeah, look at all that. It's on the bottom. I don't think I'm going to get a lot on there. Unfortunate. So the last one's called Blush, and it is a standard ink. Actually, not the last one. The last of the small bottles, and then you have the one big bottle, the one that you open on Christmas. So that one is the last one we'll do. It says standard, and it's called Blush, but it's not very pink. It's more red, and it's very wet, like a very wet ink. So this one's not my favorite. I don't feel like this is a good Christmas Eve one. But we'll see when it dries. Maybe I'll be like, wow, that's awesome. This is not a blush I would wear. Ink vent. All right, cap first, then clean. All right, and then we're on to the last one, which is the big bottle. Here it is. This one is, does that say Myrrh the Merrier? Yep, it says Myrrh the Merrier. This is a Shimmer and Sheen, which is the only Shimmer and Sheen we got in this calendar. It looks very blue. I even heard somebody who was doing an unboxing complain about how many blues were in this calendar. And I was like, well, I don't know if there was maybe a hint on the cover, maybe the color of the box. I'm really happy to have this many because, like I said, I don't have very many blue inks in my collection, so I'm happy to have more blue inks. All right. I'm definitely going to mess up the spelling of this one because I could barely read it. Diamine. I think it says MYRRH? MYRR? I don't know. I'll have to look online and see if that's the right. Ooh, it's smooth. Smooth, beautiful writer. This one says Shimmer and Sheen. When I'm playing with inks like this, I'm really happy to have a nice stash of cheap pens to play with them in 2025 Ink Vent, because that is gorgeous, like gorgeous. And that was one of the inks that I really, really wanted out of this. So having a full bottle of it is, yeah, perfect. Perfection. Okay, so I'm gonna let all those dry, and then once they dry, I will come back and we will have a chat about all of the colors that came in the Ink Vent. Okay, so everything is dry, and actually the next day because it was kind of late by the time I got back to this last night. So let's go over it. So here are the 2 Esterbrook ones, and they are super pretty. I love how they dried down. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Definitely have been using it. Actually, last night I wrote in my journal with this one right here. Then Bubbly has that sheen. It's pretty. It says shimmer ink, but it looks more sheeny to me. Then the Blush, which is a standard. I ended up kind of having to get rid of the paper that had this one on it and then continue on this one. So these are the last ones that we did. But here's the Myrrh the Merrier, and that is that Shimmer and Sheen, which turned from that blue color into that red. Did something similar last year. This is the Let It Snow, which when I spilled the Bubbly, it actually destroyed that one, so I had to redo it. Then we are going to move on to, see, this is what happened. So I'm going to end up just using these ones. So let's do this page first. But look at it, it's actually kind of pretty, but it did destroy my page. This is Antler, which quickly became my favorite, but it's like I said, this is a pigment, so I'm not sure what I'm going to use this one in. The Molten Basalt is very pretty. It says standard, but if you look at it, see that? That's what I mean. Like, they don't always, I don't think they always know what they get. Ruby Taffeta, that's super pretty. That says it's a chameleon ink, and it stayed that beautiful red, which makes me happy. Sometimes their chameleon inks turn into something completely different, and I'll like the initial color, but then I won't like what it does. So Carousel, another pigment ink. Ambiance, which is a chameleon ink, and it stayed beautiful, so that is going to look so pretty inside that Pelican pen. The Diamine Bittersweet, which is a standard. Nostalgia, another one that I think is beautiful. I love that color. Totally not anything like what I thought it was going to be. Chaos, which has like a purple with a green. It's an extreme sheen, but don't really see much sheening in there, so I may not have mixed it up well enough. And then the Smoky Tobacco, still absolutely fantastic. And like I explained with the scent, it is not at all bad. Diamine Energy, which is that purple with a kind of like a green sheen over the top. Gala, very pretty purple. The Pineapple Spritz is actually a lot prettier than I thought it was going to be, but it's a pigment and a chameleon. Then the Mittens, which is a pigment ink. Frostbite Shimmer. Look at that shimmer in there. Hopefully you can see it really well. I'm trying to like angle towards, look at all those. I'm trying to angle towards the lights so you can see them. Now that I changed my light setup, I gotta figure out where my angles are. Celestial Skies, my favorite. Love that one so much. That's a shimmer ink. Then Fur and Fog is also a nice one, like kind of a basic chameleon ink. Then the Laurel Extreme Sheen has that red kind of, hopefully you can see it, that red sheen over the top. Overcast has a nice little pink. It's a standard ink, but you can see here it changed into a blue and a pink. And someday I will pick up some other papers. This paper right here is the old Hobonichi paper. So I feel like this paper in my collection shows the ink properties the best, but I know that there's other papers out there that would be better. So I will pick up some single sheets from some different places so that when I do this I can see it on different ones. Now the Dreamcatcher is all nothing but sheen right there. It's really pretty. Might be a nice pretty accent for florals, like making florals. And then Burr is a pigment shimmer, and there's the shimmer. It's got a really pretty blue shimmer in there. So that is all of the inks that I got this time, the pens that I got this time. We went over a lot of stuff. I know this video is pretty long, but hopefully, since I'm not going to be doing as many of them, you don't mind hanging out with me for a little bit longer than usual. Anyways, you got to watch my catastrophe with the ink. I'm not even going to cut that out. I'm going to leave it in there so you can see what happens when you spill half a bottle of champagne or bubbly ink all over your table. But anyways, thanks guys so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.